What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, November 17th, 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you for being here. I hope you're doing outstanding on this Wednesday. This is a big day. I would give it like a star day for the week. Of course, the big news of the week is early Friday morning. We get the lunar eclipse in Taurus. That's definitely the highlight, but wow. This is a big day. I got the chart with me. Let's get into it. Moon in Taurus locked in. Definitely trying to really feel grounded, feel good about ourselves, do things that we like, that we value. But it's meeting with Uranus, so values could be kind of like taking a shift, taking a turn as we're building up to this lunar eclipse energy in Taurus, which in some ways is a release of this value of the way we've thought about how we can manifest, thought about how we can create. So we're kind of shifting a story there, and that sun at 25 degrees of Scorpio, I like that. I don't know why I put that opposition. They're not in opposition yet. That's coming. The sun at 25 is definitely a very spiritual degree, and especially here in Scorpio, I like it. I feel like we're really getting in tune with our soul. Like, this is a day where we have to realize how amazing we are as we start to release those stories of the past of thinking that we cannot bring in, we cannot attract, we cannot manifest, we cannot create. Like, this is where we kind of like really feel divinely inspired to draw good boundaries for ourselves as a soul, spiritually, so that we can, honestly, take all that we've come to learn and become at this point, and put it towards manifesting towards the future. Put it towards how our value systems of like what you really want and what is of value to you. Like, these things are changing and evolving in big ways, especially with the lunar eclipse in Taurus and the aspects to Pluto that's being made. There's a big time soul evolution here. And I think this is a divine one, to where we're realizing that there is a path that we've never thought of that can still be manifested. We're so used to these stories in the South Node in Sag at 1 degree, all these stories of like how you can make something happen. I feel like today divine inspiration can strike and like really bring in this like lightning strike of, I can do this. Like, I got it. Like, I'm in it. I'm here. I'm grounded. I'm with my soul. Let's go. Like, let's start making things happen. Let's start building, whatever it is. And the moon's going to make really nice aspects to Venus, which is going to come into pre-retrograde shadow today in Capricorn. So I think, yeah, like, we are kind of redefining these structures that we want to manifest, that we want to bring into creation, what makes us feel good, what the goals may be. And it's like, it might actually just feel really good. Like, being like, aha, I can pivot or make this shift because I value myself higher, because I know that I can. And I would say Mars today is in that exact opposition to Uranus, and the moon will meet with Uranus and oppose that Mars. Yeah, very explosive day. But I would say this is also where we're identifying, or where we have to kind of find the center point in this, is we have this strong Mars that wants to get into things. It wants to be strong and assertive for what it really wants and for its sole purpose, and like kind of like soul desires are being acted out right now. It's also cutting cords. So we're having cords cut of stories that take us out of our purest form of what we can create and manifest, and it can feel explosive. It can feel like, crazy. I feel like, we could get like we could just want to look or jump even before we've looked, like leaping before we look, if you will. Like, we can get like some crazy radical lightning impulses to just, this is what I'm doing. But the moon with Uranus in opposition to Mars can definitely have us kind of like, it's good we have this exalted moon, because it can like bring us back and be like, okay, hold on, we still got to balance out how we really feel, like get into our senses, instead of just being like lightning strikes and I got to jump and do this. Like, maybe it's more about really feeling into it and trusting your gut on the matter, and trusting your gut that if you have to make a pivot, it has payout, like it has the investment or the return on the investment that you're looking for. And I think today's got a lot of that energy. It's kind of like, wow, when I look at the chart, like, I'll be honest, like, and even Eros and Pluto are conjuncting in Capricorn. So I think relationships are like going through a huge transformation because individuals in the collective right now are realizing their value and worth on the highest level possible. And that's going to transform the way people relate to each other. So some relationships might not make it through the transformation, others might come out extremely strong in the merger. And we're getting ready for a Venus retrograde. So yeah, relationships are like, they're going through it right now. They're in the ringer. Like, are they strong? Are they sturdy? Are they for the future? Is there a mutual dedication to that relationship or not? And that could come up today too, as like there's these chords. Mars is kind of this cutting agent, and Uranus is like kind of infinite possibilities in many ways, and like getting into different timelines. So we're like going back in time almost to past lives. It's almost like cutting cords of past life stuff, maybe even what future timelines are on. This is a very interesting day, and it's all because of this conscious value shift that we're going through this week. And I think today highlights that and really brings it full focus. We're also going to have the moon square Saturn. So, like, that's not like the most comfortable transit. Moon square Saturn's never fun. But this is where we have to emotionally dedicate to the values that we want to connect to fully, and where we gotta really start looking towards the future of what we want and what we desire, and use the divine inspiration. And even Mercury is 19 degrees, going to come to 20 degrees. It's trine Neptune. I mean, that definitely fogs our mind a little bit, I'll be honest, but at the same time, like, talk about divine inspiration being downloaded and being able to communicate with the highest, Neptune's the highest antenna that we get up there. And even Uranus in opposition to Mars and with the moon, like, these two antennas to the outer realms are just getting pinged hard right now. And especially by, this lower octave of Uranus, our mental capacity, our brain in Taurus trying to dig up the whys, the what's, whens, like asking all these investigative questions to get the goodness that we're looking for. Divinity works in a crazy way, like all in divine time. Today could definitely be like almost like a past life flashback or into the future kind of flashback, or just definitely a not linear way of thinking that's actually trying to connect you to a very high purpose, trying to connect you to very high spiritual desires. And I think the more grounded we are, even though we could be going so far and we could be having to like deal with multiple timelines, like I get that, like I feel like we're going to be dealing with multiple timelines at the same time today. We have to come back to this grounded essence. And the nicest transit of the day, of course, is the moon trine Venus, and like know that we can in this shadow we can start to rebuild these dynamics of what we're dedicating to, because the values are taking a higher evolution. They're taking a higher shift. And a lot of that comes back to our self-worth and knowing that we're beautiful, we're strong, we're sturdy, we're stable. Like, we can create. We are creators. We came here to do just that. And if we want desires, if we desire aspects of life, if we have deep soul desires, this is where, like, yeah, maybe it feels like shadow work. Maybe it feels like deep, dark night of the soul stuff because of all the Scorpio energy with the sun, Mercury, and Mars. Like, it's going deep into these aspects within ourselves. Some people get through this stuff easy. Some people don't. It's all coming back to, are we ready to cut cords and move higher in life and reestablish and rebuild something of ultimate value? And hopefully that, we can keep the people we have in our lives. Hopefully the values align. They may or may not. And that's, where relationships are in a crazy part too. And even having, Eros with Pluto is a trip. Like, that's a lot of our, like, that's even like sexual desires that are getting rewritten with Eros. So there's just a whole shift that's kind of taking place on like a very deep personal level within our needs to feel secure on a physical note and on a soul note. And we have to know we can create security. And I think that's a big part of this, is knowing that if we're not secure right now, we can create it. And the quantum doorway to everything we've ever experienced is showing up right now to help us out with that. But we have to be in tune with it and not like get lost in it, still come back and be grounded. So it's no, simple task, but It's an important day. There's a lot to pay attention to, as Mercury's even getting ready to sextile over to that Pluto, and Saturn's now at 8 degrees, and it's just like, geez, we have a lot to figure out, and we almost have to dedicate to a higher version, like going into a place we've never been before, and like really fixing like our own relationship and connection to ourselves. And I feel like that's where we're dedicating today, and that's where it can be really real. Like that can be kind of hard, but there's also like an excitement to it where it's like new chapter, new beginning. Like why not? Like let's see what's up. Let's see what the new chapter looks like, and just be excited. I know we could feel like we've gone through that how many times in the last 20 months or in the last 8 years, you know? Like how many times have we had to pivot and change our life? Probably a few times. It could feel like we have to do that again, or we're doing that, or we're in that process, but hey, the more we love ourselves right now and don't guilt ourselves and are willing to go an unconventional route that maybe was never thought of before in this conscious life, but it's coming now. This is where some really like bomb shit could be, I'll be honest. Like we don't know. So the more open we are, the better. It's a day though, for sure. I like it. I love that the sun's at a 25, and even Mercury trine Neptune, like we are just getting instant access to other realms. And even being Scorpio season, like kind of a thin veil as is, to be honest. Like it's thin. So there's goodness out there. We just have to be really, vulnerable and honest with ourselves, and kind of trust in the process of our growth, and trust in the process of loving ourselves and feeling like, yeah, you know what? I can create. I came here to do just that. And maybe today's the divine inspiration to start maybe getting the ball rolling for who knows, like this could be the destiny. We'll see. We'll know more after Venus is done with the retrograde coming into next year in March, but inspiring times in a lot of ways, and today could bring some of that energy. The world reverse. Yeah, there's old patterns. We're done with the old story. I think we can feel like we have to stay in it, but we're not. We don't have to. There's a new world out there that's just waiting for the pioneers to build it right now, and to step up and to do so. And I feel like today could bring that divine kind of inspiration, to be completely honest. So why'd we get that? Ace of Cups. The fucking some of the best new beginnings that could ever happen, where you feel so in tune with your emotions, and you feel so just like there's so much goodness that can come out of these beginnings we just don't even know yet. But maybe we don't get all these beautiful new emotional beginnings in life if we don't change a cycle and start something today to go into that. I love the Ace of Cups. I really think that it just offers like a full spectrum of some of the best things that can come. And you know what? Maybe some bad feelings sneak in, but like we can transmute those, and we can really leave ourselves overflowing with happiness in many ways if we're just willing to go into the new start. Today's got that energy a little bit. There is Earth in the chart now, and it's like kind of get practical and ground into what the new areas of life are that we really desire and want. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.